Hey guys, what is up? It's Card Shuffler 99 here today. We are going to be revealing Vinny Grosso's AGT Audition. So yeah, before that, make sure you check out all of our social media in the description below. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification button so the second we post, you guys can check us out. Also, there will be a link in the description for free my apps. Click that link, get on free apps, and you guys can get free gift cards. Anyways, let's get into the reveal.
Alright guys, so like Robert said, we are going to be revealing Vinny Grosso's card trick on America's Got Talent. So this was his audition card trick. Basically what he does is he's kind of like a stripped down magician who gets naked basically, and all he did was he went through the deck, he gave Howie the deck. He said, Howie, go ahead, take a card, touch the card. Basically he had him touch the card. Go ahead, take it out. He didn't actually have Howie look at it actually. So basically all he did was have Howie select a card, keep it face down the entire time, and he basically stripped naked, taped his eyes, and then basically Howie was able to like touch the card on his tongue, and he was able to tell him what the card is based on taste. So let me tell you guys right now, this is not going to be solved by, some sort of flavor in the cards or anything like that. Some people even thought it could be Braille. If you don't know what Braille is, it's basically sort of like a series of like dots and bumps that if you feel it, you can tell what it says or what it reads. Basically, it's not Braille. I'll tell you that. He does not have Braille on the cards because that would be a little too risky, to the point where if Howie touched the card, face up or face down, or in a different spot, it wouldn't actually be able to. He wouldn't be able to tell what it was. So the real question here is, what did he actually do? And the answer is very simple, and it's known as the marked deck. So unfortunately, I do not have a marked deck for Bicycle, but if you didn't know, Bicycle decks, they actually do sell marked decks, and in fact, I'll even show you guys some quick methods if you want to make your own marked deck at home. So we'll show you guys kind of how to do that with a standard Bicycle deck. But right now, let me show you guys this marked deck, which is what I do have. It does get the job done. Obviously, it doesn't look like a Bicycle deck, but I'll explain to you guys how this, essentially works. So, obviously, you can have the spectator shuffle the deck, all that kind of stuff. And you can basically take any card you want and essentially tell, anybody what the card is, in this case, the 6 of diamonds. So basically, I'm going to tell you guys, just by looking at the back of the card, you're able to tell what it is. Now, keep in mind, the markings on the Bicycle decks literally read the card. So in this case here, it's more symbolic, where you have, a bunch of these, designs on the side, and basically there's lines that point, to signify club, heart, spade, diamond. On this Bicycle deck, marked deck, the actual one, it actually will read literally 4D or 5C or something like that to signify 5 of clubs or 5 of diamonds, for example. So it's very easy to to read. And on the actual marked deck, it's going to be in the top left corner, and obviously it'll be in the top left corner of both sides. So this is exactly why he spread through the deck, and he said, Howie, touch a card. If Howie were to take the card immediately out, he wouldn't have enough time to look at the marking. So what he does is he says, okay, touch a card. Howie touches a card. He says, okay. And then he basically starts talking. He says, I don't want you to look at the card. And literally all he's doing is he's looking at the marking. He reads what it says, and bam, now he knows the card. Keep in mind, he's going to tape his eyes after Howie selects the card. So that is practically the whole giveaway right there, that this is going to be a marked deck. Now, basically, that is literally the entire reveal right there. So if you guys are interested in how the marked deck works and how you can make your own marked deck, you guys can stick around and we're going to explain that. But if you guys just wanted to know how it was done, then obviously right there, all he used was a marked deck. From there, once he knows what the card is, basically, again, like I said, he just has Howie touch a card, looks at the marking, Howie takes the card. He knows what the card is. He tapes his eyes. He strips down. It doesn't matter if it touches his tongue or not. He already knows what the card is. So, like I said, it's just the marked deck. Now, obviously, if you guys want to learn how this works, I'll explain it to you guys. So, this is actually a Dollar Tree marked deck. So, if you guys are ever interested in getting some marked decks, they actually do have this specific deck at the Dollar Tree. Or you can make your own. And like I said, I will actually show you guys how to make your own. So, I'm going to explain how this one works just so you guys get the general gist of how a marked deck works. All marked decks are different. Some of them, literally, like the bicycle decks, like I said, actually will read 5 of diamonds or something like that, so it's really easy. This one's a little more complicated, a little bit harder to decode. So, Robert, why don't you go ahead and show them this card? Give them a quick close-up.
So, guys, if you actually look at this card very closely, right, you'll actually notice that all the way up here, I'll point to it, you can notice that there's a little marking up there that's different from the rest of the patterns on this, side right here. So if you actually look, you'll actually see that there's a line pointing to the right, which will signify for the heart, and also since it's the first dot, right, it's it's signifying for 1 or ace. You guys get the point.
All right, so basically what Robert was trying to tell you here is that on the sides of the cards, there are actually 13 of these little diamonds, okay? So there's actually 13 diamonds right here on the side of both cards, okay? Now, within each of these diamonds, obviously, the top one's going to represent the ace, 2, 3, all the way down to king. Now, if you look really closely, like Robert said, each of them will have a line going to either, straight up, to the right, to the left, or down. And each one's going to signify something different. So, if it's pointing up on this deck, it's going to be clubs. If it goes to the right, it's going to be hearts. Down is spades, and to the left is diamonds. So, just right here, let me take a random card. This card right here, I could see here. Can I get a quick, Robert, just hold that up to them?
Yeah.
All right, so right there, you can see that we have the second dot, or the second diamond there, and that one has the line in it, and it's facing down. So just like that, I know it's the club, heart, spade, diamond. That's basically it. So it's the club, clubs, up, hearts, spades, diamonds. In this case, it's facing down, so it's going to be the 2 of spades. So that's essentially how this works. One more time here. Let's just take another card. Once again, it goes clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. This card right here, you can see this is where it gets a little bit trickier with this deck specifically. This one, you kind of do have to count down a little bit. So right there, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 6 of spades. There we go, the 6 of spades. So that's essentially how this works. This specific mark deck. Now, like I said, you guys can actually make your own mark deck at home. So, how can you go about doing this? Well, it obviously depends on what deck you have. But if you do have a standard bicycle deck, you very well can actually make your own marked deck of cards. So, let me explain this to you guys. All you need to do, whether you have a Theory 11 deck, a bicycle deck just like this, you need to look for designs in which you can actually make your markings. So you can make your markings any way you want. Now, a very common way to make a marked deck on your own with a bicycle deck is to use, if you notice here, there's actually 4 sort of flower petals on each of the cards. And what this allows you to do, Robert, if you want to show them that, you can actually bubble in a certain one to represent a certain card. Now, like I said, there's only 8 dots there. So, obviously, at some points, if you wanted to do, let's say, a 10, because obviously, or even a 9, you would bubble in 2, or you would bubble in, 2 of these or 2 of those. Obviously, it would be different for every card, but that's how you can, for example, symbolize sort of the 9, because obviously, like I said, there's only 8 little flower petals here, I believe. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, there's only 8. So generally, what you would have to do is, if it's you can memorize. Okay, that's gonna be 1. The next one's gonna be 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in terms of the suit, you can obviously do it however you want. You could do it color coded if you wanted to, shade it in with a little colored pencil or something. And it's going to be very subtle. I mean, this is really, really small. It's really hard for someone to see this and even notice a little discrepancy within the little flower petal. Now, keep in mind, for standard decks, which are all decks of cards, if you didn't know, are actually made for right-handed people, I guess you could say. So you would have to make your markings in the top left and the bottom right. That will allow you, no matter which way the deck is facing, to be able to read the markings on the deck. So like I said, to symbolize 9, you could color in the first 2. To symbolize 10, you could do the first one and the third one. So, something like that, something among those lines to be able to get whatever symbol you want. And obviously, it will take time to make your own mark deck. It is easier to, just buy it. But that's really it for this video. So if you guys did stick around for the end of this, thank you so much. We do actually have a giveaway going on within our channel. If you guys want to enter that, just subscribe to the channel, and we will be posting a video very soon about that contest. Okay, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. It's Card Shuffler 99. Peace out.